So let's dive right in because I know we have tons of questions that have been coming in to get to ask you. My first question is, we're all seeing the effects of the pandemic, and the pandemic has exposed unsustainable ways of working, especially as women, the primary caretakers, and oftentimes of the household. So we're kind of living and breathing in that burnout moment right now, and it's affecting people's mental health. How have you dealt with some of that? Can you dive into that for us?
Esther, if you really think back before the pandemic, 7 months ago, it's not that we were cruising and having an incredible focus on our well-being, wouldn't you say? I mean, we were already burned out. We were already under the influence of this really insane belief that unless we are constantly connected and driven by our to-do list and our accomplishments and the managing of all the projects and the children and the family. So we were already started in burnout, right? So there are very few people that I know that said, well, I was great before, because if you were great before and if you were managing your life well before, you will be able in some way to transfer that to this very challenging time now. So we have a lot of work to do. It's almost like, think about like this. I'm sure you go to the gym and you work out. Imagine if you never worked out and suddenly, you have no muscles, everything is flabby, your stomach, your thighs, your arms. And now you got to really start building that muscle. So you got to start building the well-being muscle, the taking care of yourself. And if there is one thing that I can absolutely tattoo in all our foreheads as women, is that making yourself a priority is a sacred act. Making yourself a priority is the smartest, wisest thing you can do. And people look at me like, but how do I do that? So that's what I want to address, Esther. So here we are in this most challenging situation of the pressure of building our business, our teams, our significant other, if we happen to be married or living with someone, and the children, if we happen to have children. And even if you're single and living alone, it's still challenging. So how do we start to build the habits, the keystone habits? And may I just continue by saying that unless you take time in between, like bookending your beginning of your day and the end of your day, unless you learn how to completely disconnect and connect back, my friends, with this inner spirit, the inner power, the inner strength that lives in all of us. And my mother used to say, Esther, know yourself and know something larger than yourself. Now, I don't know what you call this larger than yourself. You can call it God, you can call it the cosmos, you can call it the 38 trillion cells that are making you right now. You can call it your breath, but there is something, my friends, that is more powerful than the Esther and the Agape and the Heather and all of us. There is something, am I making sense to you, Esther?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's not like, oh, well, that's spiritual or that mystical. That is practical, my friends. So how you start your day, it's a sense of reverence. Jim Carrey has a great quote. I put it up in my social media the other day. He said, every day I get up and I go, wow, I'm alive. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. So that's
true.
And the mindset, the mental the chaos that we have inside, the panic, okay? The anxiety of tomorrow, the kids running around, the pressure of the new technology. Like it took us, my friends, 45 minutes to get into this new, because Heather has another format. Then I'm using my sister's office, Ariana Huffington. She has a whole Zoom setup. Heather is using something else. Esther said, let's go and use WebEx. I had to have a tech person on the other line. So for 45 minutes, we were managing something extremely new, right? It was like you have to look at it that the circumstances are demanding from us to be at our best, to be clear, to not panic.
Right.
What do you do?
So critical.
Let me just say, at Thrive, Esther, we use Microsteps. And Microsteps are daily little moments, little habits every day that you start to implement. And you can find a lot more about that. You can email me at agapi@thriveglobal.com. Heather will give you my personal email. We can send you all the articles that we have posted at Thrive Global Journal. You can go and read about them. You can download the app, the Thrive app. We have a challenge called ZP Thrive, which is 21 days. You pick up with extraordinary stories of inspiring of people.
Wow.
Said, I don't sleep. Well, how do you start to sleep better? You start to sleep better by disconnecting half an hour before all the science is in. You know, they say,
Beautiful.
how do you disconnect at night? How do you put these things that are the smartphones, who really are not smart? We should be smart. These phones run our lives, and put them down. Log them in, plug them in outside your bedroom, close the blinds, light a candle, have sacred moments with yourself, read poetry, read Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, the Roman emperor, who had so many adversities, and he talks about the power of meditation before you go to sleep and when you wake up, and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, and everything floods you, and you get on your phone and you go, oh my God, and this and this, and the kids are running, and already you are going down the hill, my friends. You go.
Isn't it crazy?
Do you do that? I do that.
I certainly do. I tell you, meditation has been one of the amazing things that's definitely helped throughout the pandemic.